Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is a Raid Shadow Legends video. Guys, we are on the test server right now. We're able to check out the new champions that are just dropping in Raid, including the new epics that are going to be part of the fusion, which starts this week. So we're going to go through them. I kind of let you know what I think. Have we got power creep settling in? Or actually, we just got a bunch of new, decent champions in the game. Let's have a look. Now, something a little bit weird's going on. On the test server, we've got 6 new champions, and 3 of them are epics. Now, normally when you get these type of fusions where you've got epics that are created into legendaries, you normally have 4 new epics that create the new legendary. But we've got 3 new epics here, and it makes me think that probably there's going to be one of them which is duplicated 3 times, and then one of them which is in there once, and then I think there's just another new epic. That's what I'm guessing, but I don't know for sure. I guess either way, just get yourself ready with pots that are suitable for these affinity of champions, because you're going to need them if you're going to try and do this fusion. So the first one then is Isbale here, who is a Void epic. Honestly, got a bit of like a Overwatch or League of Legends sort of feel to this character. In terms of like the hairstyle, the colours. Got a little axe in her hand, looking quite cool. It's an axe stroke gun, is it? Yeah, nice. Like a hunter type feel. Okay, pretty cool. Pretty cool, but unusual art style for Raid. So what we got here, 102 speed, attack-based champion, pretty low defensive stats. So this might well be one of the epics. I would guess this epic is going to be in this fusion 3 times. That's my guess, but it is purely a guess. So the A1 here, attacks an enemy, 50% chance of decreasing the duration of a bomb by a turn. Also, 25% chance of placing a bomb on a random enemy for a turn. Instantly detonates the bomb placed on that random enemy. All bomb debuffs placed by this skill on enemies whose max HP is high, so basically bosses, I guess, or like PvE content, will deal 20% more damage. I mean, the first call out here is like bombs are struggling in PvE because they don't do enough damage. So the fact that they're having to build champions with a multiplier, and they've got a few of these now for bombs, really, does that not just tell you that bombs don't do enough damage and you need to fix the underlying problem? Anyway, this is quite interesting. So we've got bomb teams like Nishak for Bommel who do a really, really good job. And she might be a cheap version of a Nishak or a complementary version of a Nishak with this A1. Let's see what else is going on. A2 attacks an enemy 2 times. First hit books to 100% chance of placing 2 bombs that detonate after 2 turns. The second hit, debuff spread, taking 1 bomb, place it on all other enemies. So this is set up to be more like a PvP skill, putting 2 bombs out on 1 target, and then you're basically forcing 1 bomb onto others. But that's only an 85% chance. It's a good chance, but you know, that's not a definite. Still pretty solid though, actually. And then all bombs placed by this skill on high health enemies will have 50% more damage. Interesting. This champion could definitely be a solid Bommel champion in that same sort of Nishak style team, I think. We've then got a 3 here. Attacks all enemies. Books to 100% chance of placing weaken. We've got 2. No, this is a single target. This is an AoE. Grants an extra turn if weaken was placed on all enemies with this skill. I don't know how that works on Bommel. Like, weaken is great on Bommel because it actually makes bombs do more damage. So you could go weaken. I don't know if this will be placed on the bombs. If you did this before the bombs pop even, you could go weaken into extra turn, put out 2 big bombs which do 50% more damage, and then have an ally attack come in and decrease the duration of those bombs whilst the chance of putting out more bombs. That becomes a pretty nutty combo, honestly. I like the look of that. That'd be something worth testing out. I'm sure YST will be in the mix for that. Places revive on death on herself whenever an enemy dies from bombs as well. It's an okay passive. Accuracy in all battles, pretty useful. I think that's a decent looking epic for certain situations, but until bombs really are stronger in general gameplay, and I don't know if it's going to do enough, then I don't know. Outside of Bommel, I'm not sure that we'll be seeing her used. We've now got 2 Void epics, and I don't know which ones are part of this fusion. I would guess it's only one of them. First one here is Aela, who looks like she's just come straight out of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, honestly. But Quite a cool looking fawn character. Tiniest shield in the world. What's that stopping? It's so flimsy. What's that stopping? It's like a paper plate on your wrist. Come on. We better hope she's decent with that dagger. So she's a support champion. Very fast. 108 speed. Pretty decent support stats or defensive stats. What's going on here? Attacks an enemy. Restores destroyed max HP of this champion or the ally with the most destroyed max HP. Interesting. Good for Hydra. Good for some of the new boss mechanics where they're destroying your HP, like Sand Devil. We've got here, attacks an enemy. Before attacking, puts increased accuracy on all allies. And then 100% chance to sleep. So, yeah, it feels like they've built her here for Sand Devil. So, sleep and restoring destroyed max HP. Block debuffs as well. Yeah, definitely that's what the character's been built for. And a big heal. Damn, this is a big heal for an epic. Block debuffs for 2 turns is also quite unusual on an epic. That's a 4-turn cooldown. I think this is a decent champ, you know. And then a passive here. 12% chance of activating give an extra turn to this champion or an ally after using a skill. 1-turn cooldown. That could end up being super cool as well. If you're doing like specific speed tunes, then this is just going to ruin your speed tune. But outside of that, it's almost like having an inbuilt Relentless set. Quite a bit worse than Relentless, but not that much worse. Within a passive. I like that passive a lot. That's a lot of fun, actually. I like that. Okay. That's a decent epic, I think. And then the other one is... Who is, yeah, Frenzy here. Okay. Hyena. Very cool shield. What are you saying? Look at the detail. Love it. Okay. Fast. Pretty good defense here. 1400 defense for an epic is high. Okay, what's going on? Attack one enemy on the A1. 50% chance of instantly activating a burn on an A1. That's nice. A2, triple hit at random. 100% chance of placing burns for 2 turns. Probably the first target is one you select or a boss or whatever, and then the other 2 will go anywhere. This is quite nice for Hard Ice Golem, actually. Triple hit, single hit. Burns. Fills the champion's turn meter for each burn placed. And then we've got an AoE provoke, 100% on the A3. It's increased defense on this champion. We know we've got high defense as well. Damn. Actually, a very good epic as well, I think. Increases this champion's defense on the passive here by 2% each time a burn is activated. Up to 20% more defense. Resets each round. And then defense in dungeons as well. Feels like some sort of cross between support, stroke burner for Ice Golem. Maybe also for Spider. And then good generally for waves here. Like higher level waves where you want to control enemies whilst putting some damage out. Interesting champ. And having an activator. Activating burns is just a surefire way of doing additional damage. So, okay. The epics actually all feel pretty solid, honestly. Not like game-changing broken, but all feel pretty solid. So let's take a look then at the new legendaries. We've got an orc in Jag. Like he's come straight from Hellraiser. Look at this. Pretty similar theme, actually, to, I guess, quite a few of the newer ones. Val and Hingarog. Like, these dudes, I don't know, it's like the Klingons are coming to town. So Jag Bonesaw here, legendary champion. Pretty fast, good base attack. Not bad stats here. Attacks an enemy, steals 10% turn meter. 25% chance of repeating the skill. This is like a Fushan type repeater, which can be quite fun, actually. You just can keep going on this. Sometimes you get like multiple procs. You then got an A2 double hitter. Before attacking, transfers all debuffs from him to a target. Damage from the first hit increases by 10% for each debuff. I bet this does colossal damage if you've got like 4 or 5 debuffs. Then applies debuff spread, taking 2 random debuffs from the target and placing them on all enemies. That's quite a good debuff spread as well, actually. Damage from the second hit increases by 5% for each debuff transferred. This is going to hit hard. Like, I know it will. It's going to be an absolute smack if you've got, you know, like 4 or 5 or more debuffs on you. The AE3 then is an AoE. Before attacking, removes all buffs from all enemies. Damage increases by 5% for each buff removed. Damn, that could be an absolute cannon of a hit as well. I'm interested to know this guy's multipliers. Fills this champion's turn meter by 15% for each enemy killed by this skill. By the way, we will be doing some test server action tomorrow if you want to come and check out some of these guys in action. We'll try and get some of this going in arena and on kind of like normal PvE stuff. But yeah, this is an interesting champ. Passive as well. At the start of this champion's turn was increased accuracy. That's very valuable. And increased crit damage. Because everything he's doing here actually does need accuracy to land it. So, you know, the turn meter manipulation, the buff steals, all that type of stuff does need accuracy. So this is actually a well thought out passive. You also want to be building in for damage, right? And you end up needing a lot of stats. So he's actually gifting himself a decent amount of stats. At the end of his turn, place decreased crit rate and crit damage on the enemy with the highest crit damage. I mean, that is mainly aimed at PvP, I guess. And I guess they're thinking PvP with his kit, but I'm not sure he will end up being a PvP champion. This is interesting. Removing all buffs. If he's got enough accuracy to do it in live arena, this could be a game changer, honestly. But he doesn't have any inbuilt survivability. So unless you're like pairing him up with a net crit or something, he's just going to go down like a wet fish. Don't know. Interesting champ. What do you think? Down below. Right, let's have a look then. So we've got a Lizardman as well. Oh yeah, this is the new Void Legendary. Check out this dude. Flaming head and wrists and forearms and tail. Sulfurion. Very fast here. 109. He's a support champion. Extremely fast. What are we saying on the design of this one? Pretty sweet. Look at that dagger. A dagger. What is that? Just like a curved sword. I don't know. Anyway, it's a hatchet or something. Anyway, Volcanic Rend on the A1. Attacks an enemy. Fills his turn meter by 15% on an A1. Also fills turn meter of all allies except him by 10% when he's attacking someone under a burn. 10% turn meter fill for your team on an A1 is such a solid A1, honestly. A2 places HP burn on all enemies. And it instantly activates a burn on all enemies as well. Goes on for 3 turns and an instant activation. Books down to a 3-turn cooldown. That is a crazy ability right there. Places as well means that something like Hydra, if you've got the Poison Cloud out, it will go straight through it. Yeah, it will just go on. He's not hitting. He's just placing it. That's really, really valuable. Then places a shield on all allies for 2 turns. Equal to the damage inflicted by the burn activation. Cannot exceed 25k. So basically you're getting a 25k shield against Spider. Interesting. That's a crazy skill right there. A3, revive all your team with half health, 40% turn meter on a 5-turn cooldown and get another turn. So it's more like a 4-turn cooldown. Okay. And then passive here. Fills turn meter of all allies by 5% for each burn placed. Oh, on Hydra, you get a straight 20% turn meter fill. On Spider, you get 100% turn meter fill. Whenever a burn is activated, which he's going to do here on the A2, heals all of the team by 5% of their max HP. Whenever a burn is activated against Spiderlings, heals all allies by 1%. Yes, is that instead or as well? Probably instead. Whenever a burn is removed from an enemy, places a decreased resistance on that enemy for a turn. Whenever an ally is killed by an enemy under burn, fills his turn meter by 20%. Increases champion's speed by 7 for each active burn. Wow, this guy is nuts. I feel like he's probably pretty much a Hydra champion. He's a bit like a Nekmo Thar, but a damage equivalent. Yeah, so he's giving you loads of turn meter. He's giving you loads of Hydra damage, and he's bringing revives. Yeah, he's nuts, honestly. He's going to be absolutely nuts. Increases ally HP by 33% as well. Quick champion. He's going to be crazy. Okay, the last one up then is actually the new one we've probably all seen, but I'll show you here just quickly. Emic is the new fusion. Something we hadn't seen is his base stats. 105 speed is fast. Good base HP, but not crazy for an HP-based champion. Again, I will do a showcase of this dude probably for a video tomorrow. So watch out for that. Emic Trunkheart is going to be the fusion champ. This shield is just super sweet. I love like the tendrils on top here. Very, very cool. Love the sort of Groot style helm as well. Okay, fast, good stats. A1, we've seen some of these already, but increases the value of all shields. A lot of people talking about pairing him with Brogni and like the Infinity team to see how crazy you can get Corpulent Cadaver away, because it's guaranteed to increase the value of shields on an ally with the lowest HP. And you can build Corpulent Cadaver with the lowest HP easily. So this could be nuts. Got an AoE here, places a shield on all allies equal to 30% of his HP. But this is the crazy part about it, really. 3-turn cooldown decreases the cooldown of all ally skills except himself. A bit like what Painkeeper does right now. You could chain him and Painkeeper together, and you're getting some insane cooldown reduction, honestly. Very, very crazy. He's then got his unkillable skill here. Goes on for 4 turns whilst putting out a taunt and shield as well. Some people are saying here, like, the language of it, places unkillable on all allies for 2 turns, makes it sound like it's not on him. And I just want to show you this because I'm pretty certain places unkillable buff on all allies for 2 turns. The language is exactly the same as other people that do this skill, and it goes on themselves as well. So I think this is on him as well, for those that were kind of doubting it. Value of the shield equal to 30% of his champion's HP, okay? And then a passive here, whenever attacked under shield, 50% chance of increasing the cooldown of a random skill of the attacker. So really, for me, there's 2 areas where this dude is going to be crazy good, and it's whether you either have conquered them or care about them or not. Firstly, Clan Boss, he's going to be insane, right? He's going to be insane at creating unkillable comps, and maybe on stream tomorrow, we will try and build one of those. That's going to be the first thing. The second thing, though, is in live arena, I think he's going to be insane as well. Bit like how Helicath is right now. Locking out enemies' abilities, making your team unkillable, reducing the cooldown of your skills on low cooldowns. Like, he is going to be pretty damn nutty in live arena, I believe. I don't think he's going to hit crazy hard, but we will test that. But yeah, I think he's going to be really strong in like 2 areas of the game. And if you're a mid-game player just coming through, he's basically going to carry you everywhere until you get to late game. He will be in every single team that you own until you get to late game, because you can just utilize the unkillable stuff. You can utilize the shields, the cooldowns for your team. Like, he is going to be nuts. So don't, and anyone who's kind of like on the fence here, should I get him or not? And you can get him for a fusion. I would recommend, for most players, he's going to have a decent spot in your team. Unless you're already super endgame and you've kind of conquered Clan Boss and you don't really care about arena. So that's my view. Anyway, that's all the new champions, guys. What do you think? I've been Hell Hades. I'll see you later.